This is some of the really cool stuff, and here's where we get into behavior. So these are sequences of abnormal or aggressive behavior patterns. Okay, so the first dog is, you've already seen him in a lot of footage. This is at the shelter when he was still called Max, and he was very afraid of men. The shelter was concerned that he would not be placeable. Now, I'm sorry, Andrew, but Andrew usually isn't viewed as a man by other dogs. Usually if a dog is afraid of men, let me rephrase that. If a dog is afraid of men, usually they aren't afraid of Andrew, because Andrew is very correct with dogs, okay? So he approaches them the right way, and he's doing that with this dog. So he's not being your typical Joe Q public, hey, how you doing? And yet, the dog is still frightened. So what I'm having to do during this video is, I keep telling Andrew, you know, don't be you, be rude. So I'm trying to get Andrew to not be so correct, because he keeps looking away. Andrew's not making eye contact. So the dog is coming in and being a little more, investigating him a little more. There must have been a sound there. So I think at one point I tell Andrew to be very rude, and the dog is like right at his private level, and hopefully that's still in here, because it's kind of funny watching Andrew be rude with the dog. But so I'm like, stick the hand out, do the whole, but he's still looking away. So this is when I said, Andrew, now act like a man. Come on, get right in his space, Andrew. Come on, do it. Get in his space. And notice the posture gets lower, the ears go back. The dog gets very tense. And we're realizing at this point that Andrew's not in a very safe position from a Jules standpoint. He's got, and even Andrew being rude is not provoking a dog in the way I think that most men did provoke this dog. Because see, he's, here, and partly for safety, and then like the nice little pet. Andrew, you're just too good with dogs. This is the problem. But as soon as he even did the forward presentation with the dog, which is what I'm talking about, the forward presentation, but he's like not breathing. This is the part, remember, holding the breath, and then he alternates between fast respiration, holding the breath, blinking the eyes, pulling the ears back, lowering his body posture, licking his lips. Whenever he even comes close to meeting Andrew's eyes, he tips his head down so that he averts direct eye contact. Now we brought him home and made him an honorary American Eskimo. And so that's my, and this is Andrew, same Andrew, and he's being, I'm gonna manhandle the dog, and that's Nasty Casper, and that's Old Laika, and the rest of the dogs are in there too. And he's just, and he says, great, now that's like, rub my belly, please rub my belly.
How long did it take him to get to them?
Couple of days, I think. It was really quick. And the reason that I included all this is I wanted you to see why I think foster homes are so valuable. Is that sometimes you can see something like this in a shelter, get the dog out in a foster home, and they do look placeable after all. So we're having them do all of these really like hugging and picking up, which you'll see, to show how much you can get away with in a home environment, okay? And that he was very placeable and ended up being placed. So he's gonna hug him, like right around the neck. That's chin over position, okay? So really rude. Again, the dogs don't seem to love it, but we do, and he's a big dog. I'm like, Andrew, pick him up. He's like, what do you mean pick him up? I'm like, lift him up. So there's my little Skylar walking around going, this is not an American Eskimo.